Yeah, but in that matchup, gold mines don't matter that much, so it's all about the hunts. Um, yeah, I'm curious to see what's Lucas' plan. I guess he wants to take the TP line, since on that map the free TPs are really easy to take. And well, in this case, Snow just can't let him take these TPs for free, so he either has to go H3
Okay.
or go for a timing push. Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. I think I had a quick issue with my microphone, so sorry if you couldn't hear me at start. Just a quick recap. So yeah, we're playing week number 2 in this ESOC Premier League, and today we've got Lucas playing for the Mandarin Duck squad versus Snow and the Nila Ninjas.
Indeed. So, Lucas is starting at the top of the map, and he's playing Aztec. So, as we said, he's probably going to try to contest that TP line because it's key in that matchup and on that map in particular. And on the bottom of the map, we have Snow, who's a very good British player, and usually is quite aggressive with reds, and he likes to make units. So I will be surprised to see him going for a lot of eco and going H3. So I guess he's probably going to make SRs red and try to win that game in Colonial.
Yeah, that could be an option indeed. Just having a quick look on the map to see if both players have the same resources. They both got a starting hunt, a second and a third on the green pot, and then they have to move out on the map, so sounds pretty fair to me.
Yeah, and they only have 3 hunts with a starting hunt, so it's a rather low resources map. Like you can sit in base for 10 or 12 minutes as British, you're going to have to push, and that's maybe why Lucas decided to pick that matchup.
Yeah, indeed.
Knowing that Snow won't go H3, it might be a wise choice in the end.
That's true. Snow's struggling a bit on working on this settler treasure,
Yeah,
but
but
eventually we'll.
he's going to get it eventually.
Yeah.
So it's going to be one settler against one Gurkha. Um, well, if Snow got the Gurkha, it would be big, but getting a Gurkha as Aztec doesn't matter that much since you don't have to deny your FB.
Right.
So I would say that Snow is ahead in the age 1 for the moment. In early game is huge. That Gurkha is not going to be so relevant. So let's see what they did. Lucas decided not to gather his coin, and as a result, he didn't go for the market, which makes sense since he doesn't have a coin treasure on his map. But usually, you really want to go for the market as Aztecs,
Yeah, that's true.
since you have to spend some wood from the 700 wood, and it's going to delay all your build, which is a bit sad. They're
True.
all gathering food, preparing to age out.
Yeah, both going for quick hit jobs. Snow's working on 50 with treasure, and meanwhile, Lucas is going for a coin one.
Yeah, I guess Eric is having a very good age 1. 1 settler and 50 wood is of course great because usually British is meant to lose the age 1 against Aztec, and is going for the governor.
Okay.
So the tower and the 200 coin. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, if you think you're going to get rushed, it makes sense. But here, I mean, it's pretty obvious Lucas is not going to rush, he's going to take the TP line, because rushing wouldn't make a lot of sense. So that's questionable.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
I
yeah. So
guess
as you were saying, going for the tower, explaining a rush. We'll see how Lucas decides to play that though. Might go aggressive or
yeah,
might go for a TP build. He's only getting 1 VL forwards, which might indicate a Warheart, but some kind of slower play from him.
yeah, and he does have the Gurkha, so he knows that he won't get raided, so it's not greedy in this case.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about going for a forward tower as Eric, because you don't want to have a useless tower in your base if you're not getting rushed. but it seems way too greedy. I think Lucas would just kill it and get the XP. So that's not an option. And Lucas is going to put some vills on coin, which means that he's going to start Pike. Again, he probably prepared for Eric, knowing that Eric loves his Assault's Red, so it makes sense to go for it. And he's indeed going for a TP boom, as expected.
Oh, he sent 3 TP cards. Okay, that's interesting.
That's interesting, yeah. Usually you want to go 700 wood and then 600 wood, as it allows you to take the TP line, of course, while training coyotes. But since he's going for pikes, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. On the other hand, we see Snows dropping quite a few manas and getting line of sight with everywhere and dropping a Rax now.
Yeah, he's dropping a Rax. He's probably going to start with Longbowman, which is what you should do in my opinion in that matchup, because they're of course great against pikemen and maces, and they're also decent against coyotes. And the thing is, the coyotes can't really commit because they die very fast to the tower, the TC, and the Minutemen.
Yep, that's indeed true.
But as I said, that tower is not really going to be very useful, as Lucas is going to sit on the map with his TP line and a superior economy. It's a questionable choice.
On the other
Lucas
hand,
is carving his wood.
Yeah, on the other hand, Lucas is gonna go, as you were mentioning, for a rebuild, so he's gonna get his wood later. 700 wood now coming on the field, and won't go for any type of rush, as it seems.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. Like, that map doesn't have a lot of food, so it's not like Eric can go for 50 vills and sit in base, and he's probably going to have a superior economy with the 3 TPs.
Yep.
In my opinion, Eric now to do something. So, as British, here you either need to timing, which is going to be very hard, or age up. I would try to age up, but knowing Eric is not going to do this.
Yeah, he's making musketeers for now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure about it. Like, obviously, he's going to defend with musketeers, but he will defend with longbowmen too. But now he doesn't have the range advantage anymore, which means that Lucas can poke while Eric just can't. Spears are of course very weak against maces. So, yeah,
yeah,
I wouldn't do that.
Killer choice so far. He's got longbowmen in queue, yeah, getting batch of 5, no stable on the field just yet, just going for market upgrades.
The game is probably even at the moment because the matchup is quite British favored, so he can get away with suboptimal decisions. But I think Lucas is in a fine spot.
Yeah, looks like
probably has the same eco as Eric.
Yep, something similar. He's sitting on 23 recalculated eco pop, and if we had a stagecoach, which is roughly 4 VLs per TP, yeah, they both got the same eco.
And thing is, the TPs they are not going to run out of food, unlike Eric. Oh, interesting. Actually, Eric is sending 700 coin and he's going to age. An interesting decision. I like that
decision. Although he's gonna get a hard time dealing with the mace pressure.
Yeah, that's true. That's why, in my opinion, you shouldn't make musketeers but longbowmen, because imagine if he had like 10 longbowmen or 15 longbowmen instead of this, and with walls and minutemen he would just hold super easily, while he's in a lot of trouble here since Luca decided to actively with military shipments after the wood and TP shipments. And yeah, you're right, Eric is in a lot of trouble. I don't know how he's going to hold this. He lost his drag, so he can't train units anymore. He has resources for the Minutemen, but that's it.
Yeah, don't think Minutemen would be just enough here. Let's see what Lucas decides to do. He's gonna try to chase the army, and he might find this Rax actually, which is unfortunate.
For sure. Yeah, and that's not the best Minutemen pub. So yeah, I guess Lucas is in a very good position. As I said, the idea of aging is quite nice, but Eric should have walled a bit and make more longbowmen instead of musketeers, and he might be. Yeah, I think he would have held, but here he's not going to hold.
Right. I like that Lucas is sieging the market, knowing that Snow probably needs to trade some resources to get infrastructures up right now, and gonna try to deny that.
Yeah, because he can't gather wood.
Yeah.
Killing buildings is always great as Aztecs since you have an XP bonus, and yeah, Eric is going to age with the longbowmen, I think. But they're going to die, and then I'm not sure what shipment is going to send. Like 5 SRs or 10 longbowmen definitely won't be enough to hold.
Right. He's got 5 musketeers coming, but yeah, no more minutemen, and the longbowmen might get sniped.
Yeah. He's focusing the bikes, that would probably mean that he's going to send 5 SRs next. Like if he can kill all the bikes and put the tip fire like on the coyotes, he might be in a fine spot. Oh, actually, he's focusing the maces.
He might send longbowmen then.
9 musketeers then.
Or 9 musketeers, yeah.
But the TC might die just before.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. He's got 2 more musketeers coming.
To be honest, if I doubt it, but if Eric manages to hold this push, then he can make some units and send the falconets, and he might be in a fine spot, but I don't think he can hold.
Right, he's gonna pop Vios and pop nice musketeers on top of that, but yeah, the maces will
very weak
just...
against maces, and it's probably going to be the GG, since the TC will fall next. Close, but as I said, with a wall and longbowmen instead, he would have been fine. While here he's just going to die. Actually, maybe he isn't. Like his TC only has 300 HP. That would be a crazy hold, but yeah, it's super close.
I mean, I think he's gonna hold. He's got more musketeers coming, and
Yeah,
there's
like,
no more maces on the field, but
yeah, that's crazy. I didn't think he could, but yeah, apparently it's fine. Now we need like the 2 falconet shipments and train some musketeers.
right, he's going for 5
SRs.
SRs there, which is also fine.
It makes sense to hold. Now we need to train more musketeers, upgrade them, and then with 2 falconets, he might be able to break that FB.
Right, so they were sitting on the same eco, although Aztec got the TP line working for them, so he's
Yeah,
sending
but
now
he's
600
1
wood.
age behind, so eco doesn't matter that much.
Right.
Yeah, I mean.
And seems like
So
Lucas is gonna try to force the TC to go down, which is, in my opinion, the correct option here.
Yeah, totally. He saw that Eric went for a red with his 5 SRs.
Oh, this TC will go down
which
now,
is a
for sure.
mistake. Now it's GG. Because
Yeah.
he doesn't have a tower, so he doesn't have a shipment point. He's going to lose villagers, he's going to lose all his army. Yeah, it shows why going for red is not always the right answer. Sometimes it seems like it's free since you idle a bit, you kill villagers for free, but sometimes you lack these 5 units you needed to hold.
Yeah, that's
What's
true.
going to happen here? Like Eric has 1 shipment. Imagine he didn't use his TC and it was 2 falconets. Without wasting the musketeers, he would be in a fine spot, but
Yeah.
now he isn't.
Yeah, looks like GG to me also. He's gonna now probably lose his villagers, although he might get a pop of house, but he's always
Yeah, but it
holding
doesn't
and never
matter at
really
this point.
cleaning, and yeah, it doesn't really matter. as you're saying.
His eco is garbage. He doesn't have a tower, so no more shipments. Yeah. Score in this matchup is quite misleading because usually British has more score than it deserves thanks to the manors, while Aztec doesn't have a great score.
That's true, and yeah, that's it. That's game, and that's 1-0 for Lucas.
Absolutely.
Pretty well played overall. What do you...
If you look at the eco graph, Eric was ahead until he got idled when he tried to age. Honestly, it was the perfect timing by Lucas. Like, if he waited 20 or 25 seconds more, then it wouldn't be the same game. So it was very well played by Lucas. Decision to go h3 was wise by Eric as well, but the execution and the defense was not good enough, and that's how Luca won this game. So 1-0.
Yep. So we're moving in game number 2 now. Let me double check. Right, I need to modify a few settings. Okay, so let's move in game number 2. And the Nila Ninjas have to lock first in game number 2, so I believe this is Snow's turn.
Okay.
Yes, second map is Iowa.
So Eric is going to pick first, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to take. This map has 3 TPs in the middle of the map, of course, so you can't just play a passive civilization. But France and Germany are both quite solid picks on that map, because they're good at the TP war on the one hand, and in every matchup. So I expect France or Germany from Eric. Yeah, Germany.
Yep.
Could have been Russia too, but
yeah. What about Iroquois on this map?
Yeah, of course, Iroquois is really strong too, but Eric doesn't play that civilization.
Okay.
Like, overall, Iroquois is probably the second best team in my opinion, just after Germany on this kind of map.
Okay, and what do you think of Lucas' answer? We all know that he loves to play a lot of China.
Could play China, but what are the Civ rules? Once you play a Civ, you can't play it again, right?
Yeah, right until game
Even
number 4, where there is a Civ reset.
Okay, so Sioux. Well, Lucas is of course very well known for his Sioux gameplay as well. It's his second best Civ after China. So it makes sense. Usually people say that this is Sioux favored. I think that it is rather close. I know for sure that Eric knows how to play that matchup since we practiced it before the New World Championship.
Okay.
And, yeah, it can be quite interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Best Sioux player right now, and Eric is one of the best players in that matchup. When to age, when to pull the settler wagons to tank during the bit fight.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Score is currently 1-0 for Lucas, and yeah, Lucas in the color green bottom of the map playing as Sioux versus Snow.
Also, he's been playing a lot of Sioux recently.
You mean Lucas?
Yeah, Lucas.
Okay. And we've got a Woodstock.
It's great for Germany.
Right, that's also decent for you. I guess you could choose to scout the map and look for wood treasure and go for a TP yourself, or just drop 2 TPs in base also, which is decent.
Yeah, I would go for 2 TPs. I don't like to gamble. So, what about the treasures? Oh, wow, there's a tomahawk without guardians here.
Oh wow, that's
Lucas might take it.
that's indeed bugged. Um,
Oh, look at Lucas' map. He doesn't have a lot
a lot of
food.
foods, yeah, indeed. I mean, Snow got the same, but his third hunt is this or that, and
Yeah,
that's Lucas.
I think we could rehost if we have the right to do so.
Yeah, we can tell players Lucas missing third hunt.
Yeah, that's quite bad.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth a rehost. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Plus this Iroquois Tomahawk.
Yeah, this map is often quite buggy.
Yeah, in terms of hunts.
Yeah.
It's a bit sad for Snow that he had a TP start and might gamble for the next.
Yeah, that's true, but you know that's just the random AoE imbalance. Like, of course, the wood start is broken for Germany. This map is also usually quite bad in the spawns, which means that at the time actually you only get 1 or 2 ants. So that's why I like to say that this is a no ant map, but then the map makers say that it has a lot of food and it's not a. But whatever.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's check the hunts once again.
Yeah, like see, Lucas is again totally out of food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just unplayable.
Yep. So let's rehearse one more time. And Snow had another who would start. He's gonna get really mad about that.
Honestly, I complained a lot about the maps in the past, but I just gave up at this point because people just don't care. Apparently, all the maps are fine and have a lot of food.
Yeah, we need to wreck. So let's pray for a good good spawn this time.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Eric is probably going to pray for another wood start.
Okay.
I think it's fine this time. They both have 3 ants. It's fine.
Yeah, it's definitely better. Yeah.
Top ants are probably going to move, but that's AoE and we can't do much about it. They have enough food this time.
Yes. It's even slightly better for Sue this time.
Oh, a gold start now. It's not great for Germany, but it's not good for Sue either. So I guess you're satisfied with as Sue when you get as Germany, sorry, when you get a gold start.
Yeah, definitely. You also got coin in base, so you might go for a market this time.
It's going to be a free market while Sue is not going to get anything. And Lucas is already going to get a Ville treasure.
Oh wow, it's quite a good opening.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair to say that he's already won the 8-1.
Well,
at this
he's
point.
even on his side of the map, he's got this and that, and he's also got that. And getting
He's
95
playing
wood
Sue.
plus a Renegado, it's just insane.
He's playing Sue, yeah. Uh, yeah, Eric is only going to get 80 XP, I feel. Also, he's not going there. If he wants to find another treasure, he has to go all the way to here.
Yeah, and they are not even the best treasures. Obviously, a Tomahawk for 3 wolves is quite decent, but I guess you would like
Also
to get
against you, it
95 wood
doesn't even
instead.
matter because it's going to get killed anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could try to defend your hero in transition when you go TP, I guess. Because obviously, if Sue shows up with like 2 Tomahawks and a Renegado, then there's a high chance you can't TP.
Yeah, I guess.
But well,
So now, Lucas, well, I have to say that his scouting pathing is not the best because he didn't go for this treasure and he forgot to check that one.
yeah, indeed.
Same goes for Eric. He stopped here while, in my opinion, when you commit on one side, it's better to go all the way until your opponent's base to try to get as many treasure as possible without wasting time. Yeah, now Eric is going to get that Tomahawk as well because Lucas is out of position.
Yeah, indeed. He might decide to work on that or not. Actually, well, he's got 2 dogs, so it's already a good beginning.
All things considered, it's not really a bad age win for Germany against you. Getting a Tomahawk and 2 dogs and 80 XP against 1 Vil and 80 food is decent when you're playing this matchup.
Yeah, definitely. It's quite close for Lucas. He's gonna go for the TP, so he won't scout the treasure under, but...
However, thanks to that early villager and that food treasure, to age 1 Vil earlier, so his world build order will be 25 seconds faster.
Oh wow, that's actually quite big, yeah? Managed to age technically 14.
Yeah. And now they're both going to take a TP. The Tomahawk and the dogs are out of position, so they're not going to be able to kill that warship. That's unfortunate. Interesting part will be to see who's going to take that third TP. I think it's going to be a very important part of the game, as both players want a second TP. Usually, as Germany want to go for a 2 TP fast fortress in that matchup, and as you always want to get 2 TPs. The fight in the middle of the map for that last TP.
Yeah, right. And so you can see Snow is leaving a dog to see if Zeus tries to take this TP.
Lucas is building as many TPs as possible in base, and he got his warship in his base just before he aged, so that his warship got almost full HP thanks to the TP glitch. I don't know if it's intended or a glitch, but when you're in your base when you age, it gets almost full HP when it's close to TPs.
Right, just because of the HP boost. Okay, I see. I think that wasn't intended, but maybe I'm wrong.
I have no idea. Intended. And he's not going to try to take that third TP, so my prediction was wrong, and they're probably both going to ignore a big weird, in my opinion.
Yeah, we will see. They might decide to go for this TP later.
Eric is
with a witch shipment or
Eric
something.
might take it. Eric might take it. Maybe Lucas was scared of the dogs and the Tomahawk, or maybe was scared of some kind of 5 pikes on EFF killing his TP.
Right.
Apparently, Eric is not going to take it either.
Okay, yeah, it's interesting. So Snow made 5 pies. He's now queuing crossbowmen, and Lucas is making bow riders.
Yeah, and Lucas is waiting in base with his bow riders because if your opponent tries to raid you with 2 Yulans, then you can just catch them. He's going to catch them anyway, but it's a free pick.
Yeah, it's always good to avoid this annoying to Yulan's potential.
Yeah, that was weird to cross the middle of the map with 2 Yulans because usually you want to hide them like around here or there, and just red when you see that this U is going out on the map with his bow riders.
Right. Oh, I hope Lucas is gonna pay attention
choked.
here. Oh my god, this is gonna be a bit painful.
Probably one bow rider.
Yeah, and maybe
and
the hero
trying to fight, he's going to lose his warship too. Wow, that's a really bad fight. Oh, that's because he had a.
Oh, he had more axe riders on the way.
But they got caught by these 2 Yulans.
Yeah, and now the fights are on the way, and they're gonna get snared, and he might lose more axe riders here.
So he wasted some bow riders, his warship, and axe riders for basically nothing. And Eric finally decided to get that TP. So now, as Eric, I would try to kill that TP and maybe get the stagecoach. If you can get the stagecoach as Germany against you, that's game over.
Really good, yeah.
You have to be careful because at one point you want to age, and if you stop making units and your opponent doesn't age, then you will lose your whole army.
Right.
Also, you might get raided.
Yeah, that's true. Although the War Chief being down, then Su raiding potential is going to be a bit lower.
Yeah, also thanks to these 2 TPs, it's a lot of line of sight.
Right. Yeah, as you were mentioning, that TP just spotted the bow riders, so I think, yeah, Snow is going to kill this TP. Maybe we'll go back and try 2 different raids now. Although his herding has been quite good and he's got all resources in the TC.
Saving to age is going to age soon, while Lucas is not aging at all.
Oh, I think he forgot one villager.
I think Snow is in a really good spot. He's getting also a 3rd TP for stagecoach. He's getting caught in the middle of the map again. As I said, I think that this middle TP is very key on that map because well, it's 1 extra TP first, but in addition, it's also very important for the line of sight and the map control. Piece like here, you just see every red coming and you know where your opponent is at every point in the game.
Right. 4 axe riders coming for Su and a warheart in base. So he's either expecting Germany to go heavily on bow pike and tries to push, or going for timing himself and try to catch Snow army out of position maybe.
Eric is aging with 2 shipments in bank. He should just go back here, maybe even wall, because he will need to buy time. If he can get these 2 shipments and train a few war wagons. Oh, he doesn't have a stable.
Wow, and now he's got stage up.
Yeah. Well, he's going to lose his TPs for sure, but I don't think it matters because Lucas is going to age, saving for it at the moment, I think. And once Lucas is aging and Eric gets his 2 shipments, he's going to take back the TP line anyway, and he will be fine.
Right. Snow is now heading a stable and probably going to train some war wagons. Going for a Yulan raid also at the same time and killing 1 villager.
Yeah, that's also that thing about that matchup, because the Yulans are totally useless when you want to fight. You want to keep them in the map and raid when your opponent is out of position. That's a lot of units for Lucas here in Eric's base. I hope that Eric is getting like 3 war wagons. Oh,
Dr. Saunders. Yeah, that's a good flank.
It's huge, and now 3 war wagons. So Lucas is going to lose all his army. And he's not even aging, and Eric still has 2 shipments in base. So now Eric actually has more units, and he's going to push Lucas back, get a that 30p with Stagecoach mass a lot of units, and honestly, how Lucas can come back in the game right now. Like even raiding and killing Rangers wouldn't be enough at that point.
Yeah, he's losing 3 or 4 war riders here, and it was banking a lot of resources, maybe trying to hedge, and now deciding to just spend the resources actually, and probably gonna try to play this in H2 now.
Because he can't hedge. If he hedges, it means that Eric is going to get the Stagecoach TP line for free, and Germany in H3 is going to push as well.
Right. So they're sending 5 Doppelsolners.
Yeah, Doppelsolners are quite nice against Sioux, because Sioux in Colonial can't make skirmishers, of course. So the only way to counter Doppelsolners are bow riders, but of course bow riders are not that great against Doppelsolners. They don't kill them fast enough, and they die quite fast.
True.
Lucas is finally going to age, but he's going to age with Eric in his base.
Yeah, now we see 8 skirmishers plus a batch of 5 plus the 3 free units, and yeah, this is gonna add some additional pressure potential. Although at the moment, the only range units Snow has is a few crossbows.
Has 8 skirms on the way, so
yeah,
he's going to get the range advantage anyway. He also has the war wagons, who do quite well against the bow riders.
Lucas is not aging actually.
He's not to age, but he has 900 coin in base. Yeah.
Yeah, this is quite scary. Yeah.
It's game over, honestly. Decided to get some sedans.
Yeah, and it's 6
of course sedans do okay against Doppelsolners, but Eric just has too much. He has a much better eco with the TPs. He has more army. He's playing Germany, and he's going to get 3 units as well.
He's playing Germany.
This game, and Lucas is going to resign quite soon.
Right, he's completely out of resources, although he's got 21 idle bills and he's banking 1k5 resources, so yeah, GG.
Yeah, GG. Yeah, that was very well played from Eric, who knows that matchup quite well. You can see that all the game he had some units on the side of the map ready to raid or snare the opponent's units.
Right.
And he just didn't make a mistake in this game. That was he wasted his 2 units in early game, and maybe he took that 7 TP a bit too late, but that was some impressive play from Eric.
Yeah, pretty well played overall. I'm gonna restart my game just for sound, and we'll be right back in a minute. And we are back. So score is currently 1-1, and the next map should be Grand Chaco. Let me double check that. Yes, it is. And so it's
Chaco, wow.
Lucas' turns to pick first.
So that's 3 quite unstalled map in a row. because Iowa is quite low end. The first map was low end as well, and now it's a low TP map. Lucas is going to pick first, you said?
Yeah, indeed.
On Grand Shack, it's an OTP map, so I don't know if he plays Russia or he's going to go Japan anyway.
Okay,
well, Eric might go Russia because he's good as Russia. He plays India a bit, but not that much. I don't know if he could go Dutch. Like, he could, but he doesn't know the TIDC very well, so he might not want to go for Dutch. To go for Russia, okay. Well, that's a quite good matchup for Russia usually.
Yep. Yeah, indeed.
Fortunately, on no TP maps, Japan has a chance because you can wall and send colonial militia and then try to win in late game. Doing the rush with colonial militia and walls, which is something you can't do on TP maps because then Russia is going to take stagecoach and outboom you and just kill you with AoE3 reds and falconets. Yeah, on no TP maps you can do that.
Right. I know Lucas played a lot this matchup, and he knows some good counter builds to Russian rushes. So we'll see what he decides to do.
Yeah, but Lucas doesn't really like that CM playstyle. So indeed, I expect him to go for some kind of 300 wood rushes or maybe even Tori. He likes to go Tori.
Yeah, I know he likes to also do Nagi start versus Russia.
Yeah, but it's not supposed to work. I practiced it quite a bit, and if Russia knows you're doing that, which is quite obvious, like just check the Wanderer or the deck, just build 2 blockhouses, and don't be too greedy, and you're going to win as Russia.
Oh yeah, you mean versus a quick timing from Japan, right?
Yeah. Against anything without Kami, Japan can do. Japan can do. You're going to be fine with standard play as Russia if you don't go too greedy.
Right.
So yeah, in my opinion, the only good way to play is to go colonial militia. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to do.
Yeah, we'll see, definitely. Lucas is finding himself 4 llamas on this side, although Snow is gonna get the 4 others on this
Going
side.
to get 4. That's good for Eric, of course, especially as Russia, because you need a lot of food to age. Well, you need the same amount of food, of course, but it's you can't gather it in time, so his age up is going to be faster.
Right.
And as we can see, Lucas, yeah, he didn't go for the cancellate, so he's going to rush. I guess Eric doesn't have a lot of experience in that matchup, so he might not go for the best answer. Best strategy might work. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how this turns out. Both players keep scouting. Yeah.
To be fair, it's quite hard to hold the Japanese rush. If you play precisely, you should hold it and then win. But again, that's assuming a perfect play and a lot of preparation in that matchup, which Eric probably hasn't put.
Yep, that's true.
Lucas is going to get 100 food.
And so does Snow, actually.
Faster as a result, but Eric is going to get 100 food as well. Even age 1 at this point.
Yeah, pretty even each one. I'm curious to see what Lucas decides to do. And if we have a look, we can see CM in deck and 300 wood or Kami.
Yeah, but he's not going to send CM with no consulate. So it's going to be 300 wood for sure.
Would trickle for
Eric
Russia,
is
pretty
now going
suited.
to take the 100 XP.
Oh yeah, quite nice achievement.
It's weird because usually Japan is a much better H3, H1 Civ than Russia because you have of course 3 units to scout.
Mm-hmm.
He only got 4 cows and he got less treasures. Redwood now is going to be shrines.
Yep, in a quite defensive corner of the map. And going
He's
for
going
the
with
Toshogu shrine.
He's going
Yeah.
with the Toshogu, okay.
So you might go for a Reconciliate in transition then.
Yeah, now he's going to gather wood for the Consulate and a stable. Eric should go for, of course, at the forward base around here probably.
Mm-hmm.
And just sit on the map and never overcommit because in the long run Russia is going to win thanks to a better eco and more cost-effective units.
Yeah, totally true. Oh, so you went for 3 shrines at the same location. Okay, it's interesting. One of the shrine only with 1 animal though.
Yeah, yes, that's not too good, but on the other hand, all his shrines are safe, which means that it doesn't need to push because aren't threatened on the map.
Oh, that's quite unfortunate. These hounds have just backherded themselves, so they are probably not in the line of sight of the shrine anymore.
It happens quite often. Now Lucas is going to take 100 XP as well, and that's going to balance the H1. Eric decided not to go for a forward base, and I don't really like that decision because you can still check the Japanese deck and see what shipment is sending. So if he's going all in, you can just build a second blockhouse and send 1 extra military shipment and be fine with this here.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, yeah, and he's even going for 2 blockhouses. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense if you're not going for a very forward base, because he's not going to really have a big presence on the map. And Lucas is going for 5 ashes, so and a stable, and the Japanese consulate. So he's going to rush, of course.
Yeah, or try to completely deny a Russian rush.
Yeah, but the thing is, you need to do something because you will be behind in the long run. So defending the rush is not enough.
Okay.
It's safe to say that with these 2 defensive blockhouses, Lucas is never going to break Snow's position, which is why I wish Snow's blockhouses were more forward.
Yeah, that's true. On the other hand, 5 ashes first and Snow going back. Although he didn't scout the ashes, but maybe he had a look on the deck, scouted
He saw
the
the Japanese
base.
consulate.
Right,
He,
that's a lot of
probably
popping stuff potential, so yeah.
he knows that he has probably about the same eco, or is going to outboom at one point anyway, thanks to steel traps. 700 wood, and he's going to go for some late game plan with like strolls and musketeers and boyars. And see, Lucas is going for 5 ashes again because he knows that when you do that build order, you are all in. You can't just send 600 wood and then go for some late colonial stuff. You have to. You can't break 2 blockhouses. So
yeah, although he's got a window because Snow just shipped 700 wood, so
yeah, that was greedy from Snow, but it makes a lot of sense because you don't expect your opponent to push into 2 blockhouses, but he should be fine. If he can just kill some Ashigarus, the blockhouse
on the
have
cav,
bonus
yeah.
against the Naginata, so he's going to lose the Naginata as well. He would need 10 stress right now, and I think he would be fine. It's really, he should have more units at this point, like he should have another unit patch.
At least 5 more musketeers, and
At least, yeah.
this is quite scary actually. These blockhouse might go down. And
Yeah,
more
and
Naginatas coming on the way.
So look, he has 700 wood in base, in bank. So why did he ship 700 wood in the first place then?
And now he's really busy microing, so he's not spending his resources. The blockhouse will go down, and this looks very nice for Japan at this point. 30
strats and
strats.
the Minutemen, but of course it's a bit late since he lost both his blockhouses. So I guess now the game is about even.
Oh
because,
wow, 3
Lucas
samurai.
is even sending 3 samurai, so he has no eco at all, he's totally all in. The ecos are about the same, but of course Eric has better units, but no more map control since he lost it.
Yep, it's going for a blockhouse in base in emergency.
I guess Eric didn't go for a very forward blockhouse, and he thought he would be fine with 700 wood. Yeah, I'm surprised it worked too.
Yeah.
Now, what's sure is that Lucas can't commit. Like, does he have units in queue? Yeah, Eric has 5 musketeers in queue. He's going to kill the Ashigarus, the blockhouse, and the fire. Lucas is finally transitioning for more eco with 4 villagers, but that's too late, I think. Or is it? I don't know.
Well, I think it's good to follow up this really all-in build by doing some kind of eco play. Although
yeah, and if you look at the recalculated economic population, actually Lucas has more. So yes, he's in a good spot actually, all things considered.
yeah, not bad. What do you think of 4 villager shipments? What about 600 would maybe would have been more versatile, dropping a market maybe, or?
Well, the thing is, you don't have Kami and you don't have the port consulate either, so
yeah, making shrine is not very
going
worth.
to be like 4 shrines, which is worse than 4 villagers. Also, you're going to lose your shrines if you try to age and Russia gets the map again. If you want to transition, I think here 4 villagers is better than 600 wood.
Okay. So what is Snow doing? Heading a stable and going for more musketeers now.
Yeah, it looks like so.
Also got steel traps and place mines.
Now in this scenario, I don't think that any of the players wants to go H3, so it's going to go for a late H2 play. Colonial, usually it's Russia favored, but he can't be that aggressive with only like 10 musketeers because he might lose everything to the Naginatas.
Right.
He's still slightly behind in economy, but
Sending
that's what I said in the
now.
beginning of the game. If you don't take damage as Russia, you're going to get a better late H2 and a better eco in the long run, and you're going to win, which is why Japan needs to do something. And I guess here Lucas did enough to at least equalize.
Right, it's gonna lose 1-3 Nagi, obviously not the most optimal stuff, and now he's close to be popped actually, so that's why he sent that Nagi to brought back his hero, sent 600 wood. And
By the way, can you fix the score?
Oh yeah, obviously. So it's 1-1. Oh yeah, my bad, it's because I restarted the game.
Now, well, Lucas is taking a bad fight, using a lot of Ashigarus before the fight even begins. And with Boyars, that's where Russia starts to shine. We can see that the Cossacks and the Stress are very strong. And Lucas' army is getting annihilated.
Yeah, no, it's not looking good for Japan at all.
If the military population or the army value was about the same, it's true that Lucas didn't take the best fight, he didn't have a great positioning, nor the best unit composition, but Russia is just so strong in late colonial, and now it's probably going to be GG.
Yeah,
which is
GG.
crazy if you think about it. That's why in the start of the game I said that rushing wasn't a valid option, because even when you manage to kill two blockhouses like Lucas did here, which is something you're not even supposed to do in the first place, if the Russian player plays well, you're not going to break these blockhouses. That you're not even ahead.
Yeah, yeah, that's totally true actually.
So yeah, that's the reason why this matchup is heavily Russia favored. On no TP map, you can still go CM and wall and be fine.
Right.
That was a good counter pick. Yeah.
Okay, so Snow score is currently 2-1 at the moment for Snow.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that Lucas played better strategy-wise, and well, mechanics didn't really matter, but strategy-wise, Lucas played better, but he's still lost because of a matchup.
Right. Maybe this three samurai shipment wasn't the greatest follow-up. Maybe he thought he wouldn't break the blockhouses, or you know, left the blockhouses at like 500 HP, and that the samurai could finish it and force the issue. But
yeah, but I mean, if you kill two blockhouses, which is something you're never going to do that. Like even killing one blockhouse is hard. It doesn't really matter then.
Right.
Like what else? It could have been for villagers, but it wouldn't change the outcome, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's now Eric's turn to pick first.
But yeah, indeed, it shows how important safe picking is in a tournament, because in my opinion, at high level, because Snow and Lucas are both top 10 players easily, and at this level, picking the matchup is more important than playing the game actually.
I see.
I'm just saying in the chat that I have no clue about this matchup, and it's totally fine for Japan, but Lucas through.
Okay. Oh well, as always, a bit of swords between diarouga and Gauja, but it's part of the community. So Snow is picking Jer first this time. Gonna go Germany again. And yeah, Germany on this map, obviously TP map being quite good for Germany, although it's quite of a low resources map. You have
low resources map? No.
You have two deer hunts in base, and that's it. Basically, you have one gold mine, and then the second one is quite forward for Germany.
No, you don't. Yeah, maybe it's true for the mines, but when playing on that map, I always feel like you have a lot of food, and
really?
I don't have food issues. Yeah, Germany is of course always a solid pick on TP maps, but I'm not sure it is the best team on that map, because it is a big TP map, and if you can get the control of that TP line, then you'll be in a fantastic spot.
Right.
Although it's a risky pick, maybe Portuguese can do that with ATP, but it's risky, of course. Maybe Iroquois, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he's gonna go Sioux again.
Yeah, I don't know. Considering how the previous game went, I wouldn't pick Sioux as Lucas. He could definitely pick China.
Yeah.
Because he's good as China, and although it's slightly Germany favored, it's very hard to play as Germany, and Eric probably doesn't know how to play that matchup very well. But yeah, you're right, he's going to go Sioux again.
Yeah, must feel really confident in that matchup, although the previous game didn't go really well for him, but he's gonna get another chance to redeem himself, so Lovely. So we're going game number 4 actually. Score 2-1 for Snow. Opportunity for him to take the lead and be sure to bring at least 1 point for his team. And also obviously an opportunity for Lucas to even up the score and go for a decisive game 5.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the dynamic of that matchup is going to be quite different on that map. On Iowa, we saw that the left TP and the other took the right TP, and then all the action happened in the middle of the map. To be very different because there's a cliff here in the middle of the map, and as a result, you have to commit either to the left or to the right.
Right.
Well, there are 2 options. Either both players fight on the same side, or one player pushes on the left and the other on the right. And that's why we have a lot of messy games on that map where we have some base trade situations.
Yeah, that's true. It's even more true for Germany having slower units, at least in H2, if you do some kind of ball pike defense. And obviously matter for Sue as well.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good. It's good and bad for both sides actually, because on that map you can go for Yulan Reds without getting spotted, unlike on Iowa. While as you can also spotted and without getting caught.
Yeah, that's
what's interesting is that you don't have a second mine in base, or here and there.
Yeah, which is quite exposed.
Yeah, a little bit more exposed, so it's going to defend these gold mines, and it's probably even going to get pushed because Lucas might go for some aggressive H2 strategies to deny that gold mine.
Right. Well,
Typical H1.
Wood, but this is gonna get spotted by Germany, so he's gonna go for the contention probably.
I think he's going to get it.
Yeah, still managed to
that's a really good H1 for Eric because he got 100 wood against you, while you're never supposed to win or even have a close H1 against you.
Right.
Only got some coin. Which is not very useful as you.
Yeah, obviously.
Now, let's take a look at the other treasures. There's one treasure here, there. That's it for the H1. So 2 treasures.
Yeah. You also have this native scout, which is interesting.
Yeah, but it's not very relevant as you. You can scout with your warship, so you don't need that native scout. And as Germany, you're going to lose it anyway.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't think it's very relevant in that matchup.
Although you can get SU pistol arrow, which is decent convert.
Yeah. To be perfectly fair, I would take that treasure for the pistol arrow and not for the native scout.
Oh,
and now since
Eric
Lucas
doesn't have a crack shot.
Has 2 outlaws, he can actually chase Eric's explorer and kill him.
Yep, that's true. That's why Snow is being really careful going back.
So now Lucas is aging. This time Lucas is aging in time. He's not aging 30 seconds before. Which means that Eric is probably going to get away with a second TP.
Oh wow, and Lucas is going for a medicine man, I mean the surgeon.
Yeah. Not sure if that's very useful, but why not? Eric's taking that TP. We want to take the TPs on the side as they're safer. And Lucas, he deleted his TP because he wants to build some TPs in base.
Yeah, right, he's just gonna delay his TP, yeah.
And
perfectly
honestly, he needs to take that one, because if he takes another one like this one, he's going to lose it to bikes, because this TP is way too exposed.
Right.
Now what will be interesting to see if they're going for the same build order. Last game, Eric decided to go for some bow pike opening. That's one option. Another option is to go for a straight fast fortress with 3 settler wagons and 700 wood. But I wouldn't do that on that map, because that's another big TP map, and you need to defend your TPs, especially since you want to take 2.
Yeah, right. We
Lucas
see stable in base for Lucas.
is obviously going for that stable, and he's going to train bow riders again, because as you, a bit sad, but there's only one playstyle which is viable. Make bow riders H3 and click on the GG dog soldier button.
Another GG option.
Yeah, while as Germany, you can do whatever you want, then H3, and then click on the GG button.
Right, but then the GG Dog Soldiers is better than the GG Jaegers, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's why you need to do something early as Germany.
See, Nelly Scouts paying himself off. I mean, scouting these 2 Yulons incoming.
Yeah, also, as I explained in the previous game, you need to have the warship in base when you age, if you want to get full XP. Apparently, this time he couldn't make it because he doesn't have a lot of HP on his warship.
Right, look at how fast his warship can recover his HP. It's quite crazy.
I think the TP is L. Oh, that's also because of the surgeon, of course.
Oh yeah, obviously. I
What?
completely
He
forgot.
decided to ship 6 Thetans.
Wow. Okay.
Start. Because this time Eric decided to go for the fast fortress instead of the bow pike start. So they're going to be totally useless.
Damn. Yeah, that's quite a good pick for Snow actually. Yeah.
Also, that shipment is not even good. Like,
Although his macro is not the greatest.
source-wise, you would want 7 clubs or 4 axe riders. But yeah, you're right. Eric's macro is quite bad. Like, he could be aging.
It's because he's sending coin.
700 coin. Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrible. He could have been aging 10 seconds ago and get 700 wood instead of 700 coin. And he's even losing a villager.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
It's quite close. Does he have heal HP? Yes, he does.
It's funny because it sounds like both players decided to go for the worst possible build order this game. Now Lucas is going for axe riders.
Wow, it's quite aggressive, yeah.
Decided to go aggressive because of these 2 gold mines, which are exposed.
Yeah, indeed.
The thing is, he's not going to age, and he probably didn't do enough with his pressure. So I would say that Eric is currently in a better spot. But Eric just lost 2 villagers.
Oh wow, quite big. Even 3 maybe? No, only 2.
No. But of course Eric is always on top of his raiding as well. Just keep 2 units, and once your opponent moves out red.
Yeah, totally true. Although this Yulon's getting picked by Theo Riders remaining in base. Snow is gonna lose his TP, although he had a shipment ready, so in a stable, so you might go war wagon heavy composition now.
Yeah, probably. This game is super weird by the way, because H2 is age, or maybe now, but that's super late. It should be H3 by now, and Eric doesn't have 700 wood, which means that he can't train skirmishers. H2 is actually legit against that kind of strategy.
This could be a good pick from
in the middle of the map.
Wow.
Both players not reacting.
Yeah, but now, Halo wagons are just better than this whole army.
Totally fine. Lucas is still trying to fight these war wagons.
Oh.
He's going to lose all his cav. And finally, Lucas decides to go back, but that's a bit too late, and he's wasting even more army.
Wow.
And he finally decided to aid with 700 coin wood for Lecastete either, which means that he doesn't have a Rax. He can't train skirmishers, just and bow riders, and he can't take more TDs. His units.
Yeah, right. And now he's gonna get kited really hard by this war wagon. He's gonna lose one villager here.
And of course, Eric has more market upgrades, or rather better market upgrades with steel traps. Yeah, he's quite ahead. I don't know how Lucas is going to come back, because usually in that matchup, as you're the one who has the army advantage.
Right, especially in H2, because you make better units and...
in early H3 as well. So if you're the one getting pressured as it really sucks.
Yeah, and more war wagon and 8 skirmisher shipments coming in, and yeah.
I'm not sure why Eric went back, because when you have that many war wagons, you can just go in and there's no risk. Going to lose even more villagers. Now he's getting
I was quite lucky.
the bow riders upgrade, but what can he do? Like, he might be sending the Wakina shipment.
I think that's his only option anyway, because 3 dogs or 5 axe riders wouldn't do much here. So
just look at the score. Like in that matchup, the score should be about even, or maybe 10 extra points for Germany, but not more. Do here as Lecastete. And his explorer is even going to get caught.
Wow.
So yeah, in the TPs, so it could be fine in the end, but I don't really see how he's going to.
Yeah, looking quite good, Germany for now.
Yeah, and since he doesn't have a lot of Wakinas, and he doesn't have the eco to spam a lot of bow riders either, his 16-minute GG button timing is not going to work.
Right, and he's gonna try to go for a walkout over here, sorry. And yeah, but this might get denied. I mean, 9 Wakinas and 2 Sedans is just not enough versus this army, so it's gonna really rely on Snow not pushing, but this is not gonna happen.
Either way, Eric doesn't have a Rax at this point, so although war wagons are decent when you have that many war wagons against skirmishers, he's not going to have the range advantage. That's how Lucas might hold this.
Yeah.
No, just look at the score, it's over.
Yeah, 50 score ahead for Germany, just 10 vills ahead in eco and double the military unit population.
So his bow riders, they end in the TP range, and that's just GG.
And yeah, GG, and score is now 3-1 for Snow.
Yeah, that was quite weird, because both players went for a bad build order. Lucas decided to send 2 military shipments in H2, while it could have been 700 wood and a faster age up. Standard way to play that matchup, and then go for the 16-minute GG button timing. And Eric decided, for some reasons, it just doesn't make sense to send 700 coin instead of 700 wood.
Right.
But he even aged later than if he shipped 700 wood.
Yeah, that's true.
I know.
Although, yeah, I could explain Skew build order by expecting some kind of rush, maybe from Germany, you know, some kind of bow pike pressure or something like this. But yeah.
Yeah, even then, I'm not sure. Like, you're playing Skew, you have 10 TPs in base. You know that you're going to hold the pressure if the German players pushes you in base.
Yeah, definitely.
which is not going to happen. So the only thing you might do, well, lose your TP. Also, am I making a mistake, or did he only get 1 TP this game instead of 2? I think he only got 1, right?
Yeah, both only got 1.
And that's another mistake, as you should always get these 2 TPs, else your shipments are just too slow to come.
Oui.
Yeah, and the last map is Herald Island. I'll be right back, just gonna restart my game for the sound.
It's Lucas' turn to pick now,
Yep.
which is painful because Eric picked Germany, and as a result, Lucas got counter-sieved because Germany is OP. Lucas is going to pick and get counter-sieved after getting counter-sieved by Germany.
So many German haters. But well, yep, Lucas speak first. And I would also like to mention that Snow getting the lead versus Lucas means that it is bringing points for his team. And I'm gonna have a look on the let me double check that, the standings. So CMC is ahead with 25 wins for 15 losses, although Nilo Ninjas are gonna come ahead after this series no matter what, with 23 plus at least 3 points from Snow, so 26. And yeah, so we'll see after today how the standings goes, but looking quite good for the Nilo Ninjas.
Well, to be fair, I didn't follow the EPL at all, so
Yeah.
I fully trust you on this. Yeah, that's a surprising result. To be fair, I expected Lucas to win because Eric doesn't know how to deal with China.
Yeah, and it's
yeah,
quite curious that Lucas didn't pick China before. Maybe he wasn't comfortable playing versus Snow's Germany when he had the opportunity to on TP maps.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. Like, Lucas is really good against every sieve as China, and Germany is this matchup is quite slightly, well, not quite, Germany favored, but not that much.
Yeah, not much. It's quite tricky on how to play that as China,
Snow,
I would agree.
And Snow doesn't know that matchup.
Okay. So we'll see Snow's answer to that. He's probably gonna go Brit, I would say. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, and Brit is great against China.
Okay, so we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty sure Lucas knows exactly on how to play this matchup.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how he plays it, because he's played it a lot, and I think he knows what to do.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, picking Japan was questionable as well, because Russia is of course very strong against Japan if you don't like the CM playstyle.
Yeah, that's true. And so we've got a wood start for Brits with 40 woods in base. So I might decide to go for a training post. That would be quite free. You got a free training post and a manor, so you can, yeah, you don't have to chop any wood, which is quite good.
Or you can go for 2 manors.
Yeah.
Both are viable options. I don't know how Eric likes to play that matchup. I'd say that there are 3 ways to play it. First, you can go very aggressive and spam units into the Chinese base. But this is the worst way to play that matchup. then you can go for some H2 timings. It's really scary. I think China can manage it, and the best way, in my opinion, is to go for a Virginia Company, H3, and China just can't deal with the Muscus fag timing in H3.
Okay. So Snow is going for 2 manas in base this time, so no TP, which might indicate perhaps no Virginia Company. I think this is better with the TP, right? So if you have the opportunity to.
I don't know. I like to go 2 manas and Virginia Company, because if you go for the TP on some maps, right, it depends on the map, and but on some maps, you're going to be late on your build order. The 700 coin are going to come late, so you're going to age late. The 5 villagers too. But knowing Eric is not going to go for Virginia Company, he's going to Colonial, which is what he likes to do.
Although 125 words for Snow, so this might indicate another manor, probably.
Yeah, that's another manor for sure.
He's gonna chop words, so he might go for a trading post instead.
Going to go for a TP. That's even better.
Okay.
A TP is of course better than a manor.
It's quite a good H1 for Braids so far, I'd say.
Yeah, of course. When you get 125 wood, you have to be happy.
Yeah, although Lucas managed to find 150 coin value of small treasures, he's gonna work on his 90 coin as well.
Yeah, but it's not relevant in early game, and as a result, it doesn't snowball.
Yeah, obviously. Although, if you want to go for fast vultures, then he has way less coin to gather, which is obviously good.
You need to fix the score, by the way.
Yes, that's true. So Snow 3-1. It's annoying, every time you restart your game you have to fix the score again. But well.
Eric is aging with again, which in my opinion again doesn't make a lot of sense. You should only use it when you need that tower defensively, else it's a tower for nothing.
Right.
And
gonna find yourself another 40 wood.
Lucas is quite late on his age up. You should have more food than this at this point. I did not to hit his goat. Usually you want to hit that goat in age 1. Like 5 seconds faster at least.
We didn't pay attention, but Snow is clearly missing a hunt. So let's hope he won't matter that much.
Oh yeah, we didn't see that.
He's missing that basically.
I guess he has this one, but yeah, that's a bit far.
That's forward, and there's the cliff, which is annoying, but anyway.
Well, he's playing a great matchup for Brits.
Yeah, but still, fairness should be something. Yeah. Anyway, he's going for forward manor and gonna work on this hunt too.
And he's aging with the tower, so he's probably just going to be the FB here with the tower and a Rax.
Right.
So it doesn't matter that much in this game. But yeah.
So if you want to go aggressive as Brits, what do? You start Rax and then you have a stable on 700 wood?
Could do that, yeah, but as I said, in my opinion, going aggressive is the worst way to play this matchup. But, Eric isn't really a meta strategical player. He likes to do simple stuff and then just outplay with better micro and raiding.
Okay.
So yeah, in general, I don't expect him to go for the best build orders.
Okay. And yeah, it seems like Lucas is going for fast vultures, gathering only food and coin.
Yeah, that's China. That's
right.
Like the only thing you can do, especially against Eric. And where Eric went for that Rax, in my opinion, it could be a bit more forward, but doesn't matter that much.
Oh, look at that. Getting away with 0 HP, literally.
That was good. 4 musketeers.
Yeah, 4 musketeers only. Did you win for steel traps? It's completed. No, not yet.
He's waiting with his musketeers. Why? I mean, why wouldn't you go for at least the TP if you don't pressure?
Yeah, right. He's going for 5 villagers after that. And just
Yeah,
making manners in
I
base.
don't know. Like, if you want to be aggressive, at least use them on the TP. And if you want to go for some timings, then just build 2 Raxes for 700 wood, and that's going to be better.
Right. So Lucas has another shipment on the way. Regarding his pop space, it's probably 700 wood. Because otherwise he would be popped right now with like an 8 Chocanu shipment or something like this.
And he's aging with the porcelain tower. Eric is not committing to a lot of aggression, so he's going to get away with it.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
you have to be careful because if you get pressured a lot, you will need the skirmishers.
Yeah.
And Eric is finally aiding that stable.
So yeah, it looks like Eric is going for more of a timing-oriented build order. He's shipping coin to his tower and gathering it right now, so might indicate 5 musketeers and probably 5 SOs.
Yeah, he's going for timing for sure. But yeah, I think it would have been better to just siege the TP instead of idling the musketeers.
Right. It's
Oh,
this is quite good actually.
One villager, maybe he's going to get another one. In which case, he's going to get another one.
Wow, it's quite big, and it's gonna deny the racks and probably the consulate too.
Yeah, and a third one. So yeah, it was better to go for the base instead of the TP. But against perfect defense, I think going for a TP is better. And now, to be fair, I like Eric's position because he denied the rags, the consulate, and he has just so much eco. I just don't know how Lucas is going to stabilize, because he's going to get outmatched all game.
He's gonna lose another wheel on top.
Also this, he forced both Minutemen and still is fine by killing the X-bows and the bikes. Usually against that kind of aggressive play, you need to send the 8 crossbowmen as China.
Yeah, or age up with the Scum Wander and ship 9 pikes.
Yeah, I guess you can do that too as a cheese. But yeah, you can't just go that greedy, because imagine 8 bows popping with Minutemen, he would have cleaned up everything and he would be fine. But here, he doesn't even have the consulate, so he can't even ship intervention right now.
He does actually, so he might have intervention on the way.
Where is his consulate? Oh yeah, he does have a consulate. So yeah, he has intervention, not the way for sure, but just look at the score. There's a 40-point gap. Yeah, now intervention, but he has nothing to snare, so Eric is just going to escape. And now he has more villagers, so he's going to outmass the musketeers and hussars upgrades, and musketeers with both the attack and HP upgrades are like veteran musketeers.
Yeah, indeed. Lucas got another military shipment on the way. I would expect maybe skirmishers here.
Probably. To be fair, Eric's macro wasn't the best in the game. Like, he wasted a lot of time working all his villagers here than killing the animals.
Yeah,
he probably wasted.
It's the problem of missing hunts.
He could have handled that in a better way. Like, go here instead, for instance, and start herding that one.
Right.
He built his manors quite late, so that was a lot of villagers that gathered. He was just focusing on the micro and on the attack instead of focusing on the macro, which is in general more important than the micro. He's still in a very good spot.
Yep, indeed. He's 15 wheels ahead. He's got map presence, a bigger military lead right now. Although
needs
Lucas
to
got
be.
the tech advantage for him. That's it.
Yeah, that's why I think Eric needs to be careful. If I were him, instead of shipping these 600 bowmen, I would have shipped 700 coin and age, so that I can get every advantage, the military, economic, and tech advantage.
Right.
It's going for army, in which case you need to do something because you can't just wait in H2 because China will obviously long run. But I don't think it's going to break China here, and it seems quite risky to push.
Yeah, he's got cav HP going in, but
So
it's
he's
quite risky. Like a military shipment
Yeah,
plus a batch, and could be a complete cleanup for China here.
typical Eric having 1k full in tank.
Wow, and 11 Chengdao is probably
Just
for the TC
imagine
and surrounding the cav.
Yeah, and now I would even say that Lucas is winning because sure Eric has 20 more villagers, but he has 1k5 food in bank, so he
Wow.
can train unit because of bad macro, and Lucas just has more and it's H3 stuff. And how is Eric going to hold here?
Yeah,
I don't know.
this looks quite scary now, and I'd expect Lucas to ship 5 cav next, and although he's got a huge reinforcement, don't know where these come from, but he might have idled some cav during the fight or something.
Maybe. And just look at the score, like Lucas was 40 score behind, now the score is about the same, and you know that as Brit you have more score thanks to the manors, but that this is even, but in reality I think that Lucas is just ahead.
Yeah, he's got at least at the moment he's got the same army pop, but his units are much better obviously, and yeah, 5 meteor hammers now. Now he feels confident to push out, and
yeah, and Eric still has 1k food in bank. He needs to fix his macro. That's not the first time it happens to him as Brit, and it can be game changing. Imagine 10 more musketeers in that fight. That would be
that could be a huge swing, yeah.
That fight is going quite well for Eric, to be fair. But Lucas had more units and but he's running out of anti-cav, so
yeah, and this cav have HP and they are quite tanky actually.
I think Eric is going to clean up, and then he still has 20 more villagers. The redcoats are quite good in hand combat though.
Yeah, but won't
and
be
now
enough.
There's
Yeah.
a 40 score gap, 40 score gap again. So you have to keep in mind that Lucas sent all his good military shipments, intervention, 10 skirmishers, 11 Chengdao, 5 meteors.
Right,
And
now
what is he going to do now?
He's also out of resources, so he has to gather far on the map and might get pressured here.
It's always hard to push against Brit as China because Brit has just so much eco, so he's going to get 5 hussars and 10 musketeers patch. So although you have more units when you push, he's going to get a 20 population reinforcement every time. Going to clean you because the Chengdaos are not that great against cavalry.
I think Lucas is gonna go for Manchus now. He's got 1k coin in bank and a shipment. Yep, there we go. So he's got mercenaries on the way, and
yeah, but that's too late.
Yeah, the Manchu in the previous fight would have been just GG for Lucas, but here, yeah, might be a bit late.
I was checking, and apparently the Chengdao only have time 2.3 against cavalry.
Yeah, they're not the greatest anti-cav actually. I honestly think they do better versus skirms in melee than versus cav.
Yeah, that's always always hard as China when the opponent goes Musk us, and you have to use your Chengdaos as anti-cav.
Yeah. They do really
Great.
well with if you can mix the Chengdaos with redcoats.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, as you were saying, you know, Eric got both upgrades on his musketeers, and his cav got cav HP too.
It's like he's A3 and now 80 score ahead, so he's going to win. I have to give some credit to Eric last fight because he managed to come from 3 angles at a time. His main army was here. He had his reinforcement here and some assaults coming back from red here. So he managed to totally surround Lucas' army, and
Yeah.
Lucas had to split his red
Chengdaos,
coats
yeah.
and his spikes. It went so well for Eric.
Well, Snow is aging
yeah.
right now.
He's aging right now while having more eco and more army.
Yeah,
He could
but
just break Lucas in H2, but why not at this point? The game is just over.
right. But let's imagine these two homies connect right now. This would be quite scary for Snow because obviously Lucas got the perfect construct composition and he's got Manchus, which is just DPS cav, so hard.
I guess Eric should train some longbowmen here to kill the Manchu and have the range advantage against the skirmishers, because he only has 5, which is not enough to get the range advantage, and he has way too many assaults.
It's a lot of cav indeed.
And also he sent both the musketeers upgrades, but he only has like 10 musketeers. Does he only have 1 Rax?
Yeah, he does.
Wow.
Yeah, with 60
Yeah,
gil, I
that's,
guess you could have 2.
That's interesting again, because you should have 2 Raxes at this point as British. It might explain why he wasn't able to spend all his resources and he had 1k food during most of the game, and also it probably explains why he couldn't commit in H2 and he had to H3 because he couldn't spend his resources.
Yeah, that's true.
I think at this point Eric just has to give up his position and build another Rax, upgrade his units, send 2 Falconets. He has to upgrade his units, he can't take that fight right now, else he's going to get crushed.
He's got vet hussars on the way, and yeah, Lucas is just trying taking the stable as soon as possible, but I think the
So
upgrade will come on time.
Getting units for free with his longbowman. Is he going to get
Oh,
that assault?
nice, actually, that's
No.
really nice from Lucas. He knew that Vethus was on the way, so he just focused the
It
stable.
was smart play, but that doesn't matter. I mean, take a fight, there's no way he loses this.
Right. Vet longbow's on the way, gonna get completed just
Musk
now.
as well. Yeah, but to be honest, it's quite scary for Eric here.
Yeah, definitely. He didn't have a shipment ready, but he's now got one on the way, obviously.
Only 2 Falconets and 2 Falconets, and now he's totally fine. Like, there's no way Lucas can keep these 2 Falconets with the Manchus.
He's
Or,
gonna try
can he?
to, but
And I'm surprised Eric is wasting his
Wow.
resource to this Bakeman. Actually, it's going very well for Lucas.
oh
Lucas
wow, he might win that
this fight.
actually.
Yeah, he's winning this fight. Wow. That was from Eric. He just wasted all his assaults to the Manchus and the Pikemen because they were out of position. He was trying to defend his Falconet. And now,
Now
although
this
he's,
is looking really good for China actually. He just has to push resources now, and although
he's 50 points behind.
yeah,
I
because
don't
Snow
see
is
how
banking
Eric is
2k.
going to hold
Yeah,
this.
Snow is just banking 2k food right now, so
Yeah, that's typical Eric, not spending his resources. Like yeah, 1k 5 food, that just doesn't make sense.
yeah, he's gonna lose his stable one more time, so no more Haas.
Yeah, and he's not even rebuilding one. Like he could almost age to industrial at this point. To lose this. But that's one of the biggest throw I've ever seen.
Yeah, I must
Like,
admit that
it
that's
was
quite huge.
impossible to lose this.
He's gonna go for a raid,
No
but eco doesn't really matter at this point. I mean,
No way. How can you lose this?
I think Lucas just has to find 4 views on the map and
Killing the army is also quite good.
double stable.
And yeah, and now Eric has 1k coin.
Yeah, he's completely out of food almost.
That's painful to watch, honestly.
Yeah.
On Twitch chat, I would be flaming both players super hard. Just hard to watch these guys who are among the best players currently, just not spending their resources and wasting their armies.
Yeah, same for China. Lucas got 1k coin banked right now.
Yeah, these two.
Although, yeah, obviously macroing while constantly fighting and stuff on AoE is quite hard, but should be no problem for these two
But the
players.
thing is that macro is more important than micro or anything. If spending your resources and having your villagers gathering is always the most important thing. Always.
Right, and yeah, I mean, Lucas is gonna
The thing
find
is,
all these
it's not the
musketeers
first-
again. And he's
Yeah,
got
and it's not the
time
first
3
time it
versus
happens
Mask.
with Eric. It happens quite often. He makes that mistake super often. Having 2k food in bank.
Oh, Snow got Jaggers now.
Tiger.
That's
Yeah,
the
but,
only
how is
way
he
he
going
can
to
spend his
defend them?
resources. He's got vet musketeers on the way, but
Now he has 2k wood. That's
yeah, I
just
mean,
GG.
this is over. And anyway, Lucas got times 3 versus
Wow.
musketeers, so they are gonna mount super fast.
What a throw.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest throw I've ever
I
seen
can't
too.
believe it either. Yeah, that's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
What you get when you don't spend your resources, but honestly, it was an issue all game long. Yeah, but it's not like once that 1 second mattered.
Yeah,
First
kinda
before-
though, because obviously it's an upgrade on his main unit. He had like 30 hoss, so
Yeah, but he deserved it. Like, he didn't add a second Rax, and in this situation, when you have 60 vills, you need to add that second Rax to spam. As a result, he couldn't spend his resources, and he threw his first army in Lucas' base.
right.
Then he had to age because he didn't have enough military facilities to spam units in H2, and in H3 he had 2k resources again. Just can't do that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, at least. So let's have a look on the graphs. Yeah, the first bad fight from Snow happened when China was H3 around 10 minutes 40, when he took a really terrible trade.
And that was the first mistake from Eric. Like, his early game was pretty clean. He managed to deny the Rags, to force the Minutemen
Consulate,
out,
killed a few villas, called Minutemen, yeah,
to
that
kill
was...
3 villagers. But then he decided to send 6 longbowmen while he should have aged, in my opinion, by sending 700 coin, especially since he had 1k food in bank when he took that first fight.
Hmm.
10 extra musketeers, and with 10 extra musketeers it could have been fine. Then he took a fantastic fight, 12 minutes, by surrounding Lucas' units and just matching him with a lot of SRs.
Yeah, this should have been
But
GG already, and
With
but
the
yeah.
double score, because he had like what, 3k resources in bank. That's 30 points, plus Lucas had the Manchu, so 20 points. The game was about even, and he took a bad fine, and then GG.
Yeah. Oh well, so yeah, final score is 3-2 for Snow, so quite an even series actually.